Well then, welcome all, either people watching right now or people watching later, to whatever this is going to be. This is The World After the End of the World, D&D campaign I'm running with a few of my lovely friends. Does everyone want to introduce each other? We can go in the order along the bottom that I'm looking at right now, perhaps. So we could start with Satuna.
So, I'm Sonic or Skye, either works. and I'll be playing Satuna as Isla said.
If, by the way, your little description things aren't currently visible, I don't know if that's intentional.
That is intentional until we're properly introduced.
No worries. Okay, obviously, next up is me. I am the person who runs this Twitch channel. Olivia, and I will be the DM. This is a little bit nerve-wracking for me, and I'm kind of flying by the seats of my pants, considering that I'm basically decided to buck all the pre-builds and just going to see how I can run it off the cuff.
You'll do great.
It's not like I've written. It's not like I've written like 2 pages worth of plot already to make sure there's enough
Fine,
to
that's
do.
all you need. That's more than you need.
Next up, we have Nyx.
Hello, I'm Lora. I'll be playing Nyx.
We have Sugi Kinstone.
Hi, I'm Nikki, playing Sugi Kinstone. She is not the brightest.
It's fine. You don't need to be the brightest, you know.
Her heart is in the right place. It might be slightly dented, but it's in the right place.
Well, that's all that matters. And finally, Theilius.
Hi. Oh, wait, one second, my mic just cut out.
That's fine.
Hi, I'm Rime.
You got it. It's okay.
I'm playing Theilius. He's a little messed up, but in the end of the day, he's got a good heart.
Hey, again, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Right then, shall we begin? I'll just, actually, for the benefit of people who obviously are not familiar with what is going on here, this is a little different to how most D&D campaigns work, in that this is our world, but quite a different world and quite a different time. So, basically, at some point, magic happened. That's about the long and short of it, and that's about what you're going to hear for now. Might find out more later, we'll see. And although things sort of fell apart, they got rebuilt. And now it's several centuries later, and most people forgot there was even a world before magic and monsters existed. And so we find ourselves here in Wolftown, which is a crossroads of several main roads across what used to be the United Kingdom. And once a year, they celebrate a fantastic magic show, which is being run by the Mage College. To the north of the map, you can see 2 dots close together. The one on the left is the stadium itself, where the performance will be held, and the one on the right is the college, where the students come from. You know, it's barely a 5-minute walk for them. The north part of Wolftown is the more uppity part, mostly higher class, and the mayor live there, whereas the southern district is, of course, for the commoners. The entry to the performance is more or less open to everyone, provided you have the money, of course. And the most important part, and the part that quite a lot of people venture far and wide to see, are the auditions. Since the Mage College in Wolftown is so prestigious, there are people who come and perform essentially during the halftime to try and prove their worth, and they can essentially get scholarships regardless of background and wealth. So, what is everyone doing as the night approaches?
Theilius is practicing all of his spells, all of them, even and probably should be probably very tired at this point. So he kind of collapses onto his bed, just like.
Is he just regretting his decision?
Instant regret, and it's like, why did I do that?
So, yes, I believe Theilius is the only member of people here who is planning to perform, actually.
Yeah, Nyx is just, looking for some snacks, some popcorn, and I'm going to try and go and get a good seat.
Oh wait! Is it? I thought it was the night before. Wait, I don't want.
No. It's the night of. It's the night of.
Oh, never mind.
He's
not tiring himself out.
He is perfectly ready.
He is probably trying to. Probably fretting over his outfit, to be honest.
Well,
Wants to look cool.
well, let us move you over so you can see the stadium.
Okay.
So in Theilius's case, since you will obviously be preparing, one moment. Sorry, I'm getting very literally like only the last few days I've gotten used to what I need to do for this sort of thing. As you can see, to the left and right are the stands. So Theilius is waiting over here to enter. And where would everyone else be sitting?
Satuna has a front row seat, as otherwise she'll get lost in the crowd.
Well, not the very front row, because some commoners do get allowed in for slightly cheaper fare, but they have to stand in the stadium itself, essentially, around the edges. So I assume Satuna is instead just in the seats, basically.
That's a little dangerous.
It is, but hey, if you can't afford a proper ticket.
Yeah.
So I will, one sec, if I drag Satuna in, you can choose where you sit.
I like the look around. I'm assuming the brownish area is the standing area.
Yeah. The area beyond the green line, indeed.
Yep, so I'll be sitting there.
How about Nyx and Sugi?
I'll be honest, Nyx has probably found some rich twat and suckered up to them to get into the good seats.
You're in a box seat, are you?
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, I shall put you over here, up in the box seats. And what about Sugi?
Sugi would more than likely try and stay somewhere where there's a lot of activity, lots of people coming in, going out, so she can keep an eye on people, just trying to...
In that case, would Sugi possibly have paid a smaller fee and joined them on the grounds itself? Because that's a lot more freedom of movement than in the stands.
Yeah, I think that's what she would have done. She wants to see as many people as possible.
In that case, it's a little hard because the grid's a bit rough, but I will put you here then, basically, on the beaten track part.
Right, you're right.
With that, I shall reveal the cards.
Well,
I just realized I took the harder route because this is going to be my first combat in D&D. Oh boy. I just realized I picked like the hard route.
It's fine. As I've told you before, you won't die. I'm not going to kill you on your first like, legitimately, if you're going...
Killed in the middle of the stadium and just like placed on the floor.
You're never to be seen party members just watching you bleed out in the middle of a stadium.
Throwing popcorn down at you.
No, this isn't quite gladiator combat, you'll be okay. So, once the night has set in proper, and it's dark enough to clearly see stars, it begins. The first thing you notice, more than anything, is mysterious pockets in the middle of the stadium open up. There's just it floating in the air. And people start climbing out of them on ropes. Clearly, some of the students had already hidden themselves before things even began, using their own magic, and basically seemed to descend from thin air. There's at least classes worth of students standing around and start casting fireworks into the sky, lighting up the air. And a very large blanket wall of skywriting appears that welcomes people to the event. It's a wonderful colour show, and obviously people are enraptured, but you get the feeling, glancing around, that there's some uneasiness in the seats, because it's nice and it's pretty, but it's not what they're here for. It's not the real reason they're here. So, after about 10 to 15 minutes of that, there's an announcement that the auditioning process will finally begin. In that case, Theilius, you are up.
Theilius strolls into the stadium.
Straight into the middle?
Probably, yes.
Well,
kind of looking around. He doesn't want to admit he's nervous, and he's doing a good job at hiding it. So he is.
Well, Theilius enters the centre, and you notice there isn't exactly applause at your entrance. There's an awkward silence, and you get the feeling that some people might want to applaud, but you hear some murmurs, and maybe a very small bit of unenthusiastic booing. I think they've noticed that you're in fact a demon, and not quite sure how to feel about that.
I am tempted for him to just fuck yeah, but like it.
I mean, if you want to.
I'm not
No, I
doing
want to,
that. I'm not
like,
doing
I see-
that. No.
I see everyone else booing around me and just like immediately go really loud. Woo! Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not going to take this booing lying down, basically.
Nah.
Yeah, Theilius just kind of rolls his eyes at the booing. He's used to the negative treatment of him just because he's just for his bloodline.
Yep. And with that, you hear an announcement saying, "So, Theilius the demon, what shall you be performing tonight?"
I will be showing off my combat skills.
Indeed. And in that case, they prepare your opponent.
Yeah, that's not the dragon that Satuna is like sitting in right now, is it?
you just suddenly the statue comes alive.
Yeah, it's just like
No, you don't worry. I'm not going to kill you. As I said, I'm not going to kill you immediately. Instead,
the statue comes alive instantly, breathes fire, and kills me. It's like you chose poorly.
Instead, what appears is this: a bugbear. A bugbear.
A what?
A bugbear.
Oh, you said a butt bear. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Bugbear. They're very aggressive types, and generally don't like following orders. But you can see that he's currently got his arms locked behind his back with magical chains as he's brought up to the front. You know, once you're in a distance enough to square off the mages, step back and undo the locks, and he immediately pulls forth a massive morning star, wielding it proudly, clearly very excited to fight you, but knows not to start until they've declared it. And on that note, I guess you need to roll initiative.
Okay, this is my first combat, remember?
Yes, I know. So you need to open your character sheet.
Right. Oh, right. Alright, probably should have done that beforehand. True.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Roll initiative.
So just click it. Let us have a look. Oop, I need to scroll down. 11. Unfortunately, the bugbear decides to lunge at you first.
Okay, then.
So, wasting no time, the bugbear comes right up to you and attempts to swing his morning star at you.
Theilius is unable to even get into like his dramatic pose.
There's no time to collect himself.
How many times am I able to use spells?
How many times are you allowed to use spells? You're allowed to use. Yeah. You have first level and cantrips, do you not?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You have 3 slots on your first level, so I will let you use 2 first level spells.
Alright.
And cantrips are free, as long as the actions are allowed, basically. Does that make sense?
Right.
If I'm sorry, because I haven't done this side of it before. In terms of actually making hit, I just roll a d20, don't I, and see if it matches the AC.
Okay. But
I'm just double checking that I'm doing this right before I just.
No, yeah, that's unless it needs to add anything.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything like that.
So what should I roll right now?
You don't need to roll anything.
I just need to make a decision.
No, you'll find out in a second.
You can think about what you're going to do when it's your turn.
Yeah, because it's his turn first. That is... Ooh, you're on. That's a 22 to hit.
Oh.
What's your armor class?
My armor class is 17.
Which means it hits. That is pretty high, though. So if it hadn't...
Oh, that's unlucky.
You got unlucky, so I'm just making sure I've got my... So, he will hit you for 9 piercing damage.
My God, that's more than half my HP.
Yeah. And that now is your turn.
What am I supposed to do with that?
You can try and run.
No, well, no, of course he's not gonna run.
Well, you can try and cast something at him.
I was expecting I would have a chance to cast a spell in time, but...
I mean, you have a turn.
What do I cast...
It's okay.
I wasn't expecting to, get,
pummeled.
touched instantly. He takes the hit and kind of stumbles back very heavily, and it's like, wow, rude. He uses healing word, revealing that his very strange choice as a cleric, even though he is a demon.
Okay, so you need to click that, just the speech bubble next to it, just so that we can see it.
All right.
Clarity, cool. So it's 1 So you're using that on yourself?
Yes. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes. Yeah. Roll a d4. You can do it inside the thing. Do /r space 1d4.
Ooh.
Very nice. And it is with your wisdom, I assume.
Yes.
Which is also a 4, so you gain 8 back.
Oh, wow, yeah, I'm back.
You're basically back to full health.
And that's a bonus action, I think.
That is a bonus action, that is correct, which means you still have one more thing you can do on your turn.
Alright. And then he's like, well then, time for some revenge. And instantly he closes his eyes and with this quick chant, he casts Toll the Dead.
Well then.
Ooh.
That is quite the counteraction. So, could you click the speech bubble again?
Yes, sorry.
No, it's totally
Sorry
fine.
about that.
Cool.
It also reveals a very strange thing, a very strange counteraction. He is using healing magic, but he's also using necromancy.
Indeed. So, the bugbear now needs to roll for spell save DC, which is against your 14 by the looks of things.
From the looks of it.
Yep, which means I'm just making sure I understand this right. So I need to roll and then add the modifier on this one. Cool. And it is a wisdom. Cool. Yeah, that hits.
Yay. It hits either way, but it does less damage if they failed.
Yeah, fair enough. So...
Okay, 1d12.
No, it succeed or take damage.
No, it's from what I see, it's succeed or take damage, but it's 1d8. It's only a 1d12 if it's already missing hit points.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's only additional damage if he'd already been hurt.
So 1d8.
So just do /r 1 plus airspace 1d8. Yeah.
Oh
no!
Oh no!
Can I reroll, please?
I'm afraid not. Actually,
that's embarrassing.
Actually, you know what? I'll be very generous to you because it's something I hadn't talked about before. There is an inspiration thing on your sheet. I meant to give it to all of you, so you can once per an amount of time use it to do a reroll. I will, in this instance, is your first combat, and I think it will be rather pathetic if all that happened was you got slugged in the face. All right, I will let you have one reroll. And I will use up your inspiration for now.
If this is another one, I am throwing my laptop.
That's a 3. Okay.
Well, better, I guess.
It's something at least. So, there is a clamorous chiming of a bell that fills the entire stadium, and everyone's just stunned. And the bugbear takes a moment, stumbles, and is clearly clutching his head in confusion, just glaring at you. What was that? Basically,
he's smirking at it.
I'm going to use minor illusion to make it sound like there's a raucous applause.
Did you even roll on that, Or is that
No,
just...
it's a cantrip, and it's
Yeah.
just like you just do something. I'd only need to roll it if I want it to like fool someone. Or...
Yeah, well, then the same suddenly fills with raucous applause.
I don't think it would be like fill the whole stadium. It'd just feel like a lot of applause is coming from this one area.
From where you are, basically. And everyone around you is sort of looking in confusion, not sure who's clapping. But they sort of awkwardly start clapping.
Kind of confused too. It's like, oh, so it's clapping.
They awkwardly start clapping as well because the sound started, so there must be someone clapping, and it sort of slowly, like a Mexican wave, just flows all the way around the stadium. You suddenly have fans, Theilius.
I mean, I did make it sound like the rich people were clapping.
Indeed. So, and they couldn't even see up in the box, so they just assumed that must be what's happening.
Confused with like this by the sudden like turnaround, and he's just like looking around like with his eyes open. He's wide open. He's not used to a positive reception.
Is the bugbear's turn? Although he stumbles and clutches his head, he's back on the fight, and he tries to strike you once more with a mortar. This time, trying to swing under the legs, basically, to try and trip you up, and it is a 13.
So roll for what?
No, you don't need to roll. It's against your armor class on the front.
It's 17.
It does not hit. So
leap.
He tries to swing at you, and you just jump over it, and he ends up spinning on the spot, looking very stupid, basically. Like, just what the... And he's back to glaring at you like he's clearly very pissed off. He's not used to having a fight be this frustrating, basically. And that is all he's going to do. He's not going to start running away now. He's asked, he's wanted to fight, he's going to fight.
Alright,
What are you going to do? Yes, your turn.
Chill touch. I'm going to...
Yeah?
I don't want to do anything too cruel because I know that this is a fight, so...
I will say for free, you can do pretty much anything to him and you won't kill him.
Well, I was thinking like using chill touch to like choke him, but
I mean, if you want to. He is like, he might know this is a modifier, but he's still trying to kill you.
I know, but... I use chill touch and basically use it to grab him by the arm.
Mm-hmm. With the chill touch, specifically.
Yes.
Alright then. So, I'm having a read of it now. You need...
Oh, right, I need to ping that.
Make a ranged spell attack against the creature.
Oh, so I have to back up.
You will need, if I remember this right, basically to roll a d20, and then you're adding your spell attack bonus to that.
Okay. 8.
That's an 8 plus your 6, which makes that a 14. And this is against... What would it be against specifically their armor class?
Their armor class, yeah.
I'm afraid it does not quite work.
What? No!
So you attempt to do a chill touch, and the hand is attempting to grip around the bugbear's neck, but you just managed to pull his head back at the last second.
That arm, not the neck.
Oh, you're going for your whole... It's a skeletal hand, not your hand, specifically.
Well, yeah, but...
So it's there, and then it just fades. And that's that. But that was an action. If you wanted to attempt a bonus action as well, you can do that before your turn is over.
He just kind of tisks at himself. He was distracted by all the clapping. Clapping, he's sure.
Are you going to attempt anything else on your turn? Anything that takes a bonus.
Recognizing that that the bugbear is angry, he knows he only can use one more spell before one more actual spell.
Hmm.
But knowing that the bugbear is frustrated, he knows it's going to try to attack.
And you're waiting for that, basically.
Yes.
All right.
So he braces himself. I don't know. Should I use my other spell? I should probably save it.
I mean,
for when I'm actually in danger.
It's up to you. I mean, you know how much damage you can do.
Right.
You can't necessarily use another spell now unless it's a bonus action.
Yeah, it does have to be a
Well,
bonus
I
action
do
thing
have a
anyway.
spell. It's a bonus action. It's not an attack, but it's a protection spell. But I'm not gonna do it though. Not yet.
All right then. Are you gonna pass? You're gonna say that's what you're doing for now.
Yes. For now, I brace myself for whatever's coming next.
Bracing for the worst.
Next. Slightly embarrassed that he messed up, but he's not going to let it falter yet.
Well, luckily for you, the bugbear is clearly just getting very angry at this point. He's not thinking very straight. He lifts his morning star and attempts to swing straight down at you with a 10.
I dodged. I have a 17, so.
Yep. How are you dodging?
He just kind. He just sidesteps.
Just a very casual sidestep, like not even
very
trying.
Casual sidestep and just.
You do that, and yeah, you do that. You sidestep as the morning star is crashing down and actually connects with the grass. And it's not clear because his face is mostly anger, but you get the feeling he's embarrassed. He feels very stupid, and the stadium this time with genuine applause. They're quite impressed with how you dodged that. That was quite cool. And he's now trying to pull the morning star out as it is your turn.
Alright. But didn't mean to do that.
That's alright. Go about it.
I meant to press the information bubble.
It's okay.
Theilius glad he did not use his spell to finds a good opportunity. I lift my weapon and cast inflict wounds.
Ooh. Put it on the thing. So,
there we go.
So you are making a melee spell attack against this creature. Oh my word!
Yeah, that's gonna do a lot of damage if it hits.
If it hits, so you need to try and make it hit.
Alright. How do I make a hit?
You will roll a d20 and then it'll be plus the 6, which is your spell attack bonus.
Oh, 1d20, not...
Yes, 1d20, yes.
Oh, it's 3d20.
No,
Oh,
that's the damage if it hits. You're just rolling
Oh,
1d20.
oh, wait.
/R space 1d20.
/R, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's a 20.
Hey.
Yeah, that hits. That definitely hits.
So now you get to roll those lovely 3d10.
Now you can roll /R 3d10. You might kill this bugbear instantly.
It's 17, because I got 2 really low rolls.
So, how are you doing this?
How
are you touching this creature?
There's knowing that this is I don't want to outright kill it. I go for the stomach area and not the heart.
So you're like slamming palm against
Yes.
his chest? Okay. So Theilius slams his palm against the bugbear, and there's just a moment where the bugbear's eyes just widen in horror as he takes this damage, falters for a bit. You can see the grip on the Morningstar weaken, loosen, and the bugbear collapses there and then.
Okay, so that was quite the damage then.
He's not dead, but he is now unconscious. You have won the fight.
Daphne's just gonna cheer.
Yeah, me too. And I'm going to use minor illusion again to get everyone else cheering.
Well, you didn't even need to at that point. Everyone is actually quite impressed now. The 2 people who came up before basically just drag the bugbear by his feet backwards.
How strong are they?
I mean, they can use Mage Hand. They can just use magic.
Oh, that is true.
They don't physically do that. And Theilius, you can return back to where you were now, or you can join the edges of the circle, whichever you prefer.
Theilius goes to the edge of the circle. Interested in seeing who else is showing up. I guess next to Sugi.
You can go wherever you want. Obviously, there are people everywhere.
I go not right next to them, right here.
Sure. All right then, and you will not find the results until after the event.
All right.
But needless to say, there may be a letter in the post for you after that interesting performance.
As a slight aside, I just want to say r/1d20 sounds like a subreddit where people take artistic photos of single dies.
It would be.
It's kind of like the r/not interesting. r/not interesting is like one of my favorite subreddits. It's so funny. It's things like I'm not pregnant. It's a thermostat, thermometer, like a medical thermometer.
With that out the way, it's time for the next performance. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It's time for the next performance, and next up is this young girl.
Well, something tells me she's important.
So she enters and is followed not only by a very large suitcase, but by two very interesting attendants.
Oh,
She is followed by two skeletons.
He's like, oh, this is my kind of party. Theilius kind of mutters.
They are wheeling in a case for her, as well as some wizards are floating over a giant plastic tank of water that is easily large enough to fit this small girl. As Millie enters, you notice that there is some cheering from the crowd. It's scattered, and most of it isn't even in the seats. It's around the actual grounds of people cheering, going, "Go, Millie, come on, you can do it!" And you get the feeling that this probably isn't the first time she's performed. And so,
as that is happening up on the stage, Sugi is approaching Theilius and just giving a glance, a little bit of a glare, a little bit of a glance, a little bit of a sniff, check to one side, check the other, and just kind of shakes her head and turns back to the stage.
Wow, what?
not even a thank you, just a weird inspection.
Theilius just blinks.
It's like, well,
And
that happened.
It's like a hi?
Oh, hello, sorry, you don't have it, so...
That's
Don't
great.
have what?
Can't say, but you don't have it, so you're alright.
Oh, okay then.
I just want to say as well, Nyx is like constantly looking around on the lookout for the rich guy that they conned into.
In case he turns up and basically tries to bark you out of the boxy at this point.
Well, it's more in case he tries to bother them.
Ah, gotcha. So, Millie awkwardly sort of clears her throat and, using magic to amplify her voice, goes, "Hello, yes, it's great to see some people who know me, of course. So, my name's Millie, and this is my third year applying for the Mage College. I've been studying hard, as you can see, with my friends behind me, Skye and Bob. They're here to help me with my performance today. I will be performing an old-fashioned magic trick. As you can see, I have this tankard of water, and pulling out from one of the cases is a set of chains. I shall be tying myself and entering that tankard, and I have to free myself before, well, who knows what might happen to me. And I have my lovely assistants here to make sure that everything is done thoroughly." And what she has explained herself, she lets herself be chained up by Skye and Bob. Quite thoroughly. You might add, she's only, must be 15, 16 at oldest? Quite a small girl. And
Theilius just kind of mumbled, Skelly's on it, but Bob seems to be a little awkward.
you notice as well that the skeleton's actually dressed in, it's hard to say, it's clearly meant to be formal attire. They're wearing what looks like tuxedo suits and pants, but they're clearly not. They're clearly scraps of fabric that Millie has sewn together herself to adorn her skeletons with, so they're not naked.
That's adorable.
And once it is all done, she nods to a nearby student who uses magic to lift her up over the tankard. and she's dropped in. And it splashes, and she is now in the water. She looks mostly comfortable for now, as if she's expecting this. Well, she is. Is what she is planning to do, after all. And there is then a timer splashed above the tankard. It's not even with numbers on it. It's just a stopwatch image that slowly is ticking down to clearly represent how long she has to get out. So, the performance continues, and everyone is silent, waiting to see what's going to happen. And you notice, about halfway through, half the time running out, Millie's not looking so good. She's not just struggling, there's panic in her eyes. Clearly, something's gone wrong.
I'm going to start making my way to the lower stands. Or whatever, just trying to get closer.
Just a little bit, yeah. Feel free to move your own.
Yeah, so
I think Sugi would be doing the same, sort of just slowly stepping forwards as if on edge. You
notice that the skeletons are also just motionless. They're not even reacting to the fact that it doesn't look like part of the act anymore. She genuinely looks like she might be drowning now, but no one is intervening at all.
Theilius takes a step forward. He recognizes something like the magic that he was sensing before is starting to falter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's realizing, oh my god, this is bad. Basically.
Yeah. What about Assassin? Yep. Right.
No, you go.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to say, I'm just going to climb up on the stage, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to, ask her, put my thumb up and go, you good?
You good?
Well, Assassin is still just enjoying this interesting...
Satuna is... I guess... She knows something is wrong, but she doesn't want to act in case she ruins something and gets blamed for it, so she's going to wait until...
Alright. For Unix, you notice Millie look at you, and the look in her eyes very clearly says, no, this is not part of the act. Help.
Well, shit.
Theilius, upon seeing that, he sees just barely, that is fear. That is genuine fear, so he comes closer. Hesitantly afraid that she'll be afraid, she'll make it worse because people are afraid of him, but...
Yeah, Nyx is going to sort of try to bang on the glass, but with their weak noodle arms, it does
It's not going to do anything.
And they're going to try and climb up to the top, but again, weak noodle arms.
It's far too tall to climb, unfortunately. And at this point, Millie is thrashing. Water is going everywhere. She's trying to bang her head against the side, anything.
I'm going to try and just jump on the top and try and start rocking it to try and get it over.
Literally stand on the lip, basically.
I'm just going to go, we're not going to stand on the lip. I'm holding on to the lip and I'm just sort of rocking backwards and forwards to try and get enough momentum to go over. I'm just going to mumble to myself, why is this my fucking job?
Okay, I want you to roll a strength check.
Okay.
And whilst that's going on, Sugi's turned to Theilius and is just very, very impressive, very lifelike, can really see the fear.
Is Satuna still just watching?
Satuna is preparing to fly.
I see.
That's an 11, I think. Because that rolled 2 times.
Yes, I think the second number is what it is before the modification. You are rocking it, and some water is coming out, but it's not quite enough to tip it. It's going, but you'd at least need someone else to help you. And Billy is clearly running out of time. She's got almost, seconds.
Oh, wait! Can I use Chill Touch here?
Chill Touch would be on a creature, is the only issue.
You're right. It's not a creature, it's a
container.
I'm going to act now.
All right.
So
What is Satuna going to do?
So flying up, she's going to fly 5, 10, 15, 20 feet and to avoid any of the crowd. I'm going to Eldritch Blast, targeting one of the walls of this glass.
Go on then.
The 23 hit.
Yeah, strangely it does. You want to roll damage?
Yep. There you go.
That was that max?
Yeah, that is max damage.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say this is going to happen before you do anything, given the speed of this.
No, I'm going to say I'm going to presume I'm still trying to knock it over.
Yes. So, Satuna, with your intense flying speed and your Eldritch Blast, you instantly shattered not just the wall you were aiming for, but the entire container. It burst.
Theilius,
I'm sorry, go on.
am I allowed to run over?
Yeah, you can run over.
Theilius runs over. Even though he doesn't know this girl, prepared with whatever he needs to do to make sure she's okay.
As soon as the glass shatters, Nick's like, ah, shit, fuck, shit.
Just trying to avoid.
Super cool, but shit.
You trying to dodge the glass here?
Yeah,
Alright, I won't make you roll for it. I'll let you do
you
that.
should.
Yeah,
I want to take glass damage.
Alright then, roll acrobatics check then. Or dexterity. Yeah, I'd say specifically acrobatics in this case.
Well, it's the same either way.
Yeah.
So that's an 8.
I'm going to say you take a little bit of damage from that. Like, Nyx dodges most of it, but a few of the shards, like...
I was literally holding on to it when it shattered.
True. So some of the shards, like, cut into your hands and your legs a bit as it falls apart. I will say you take 3 points of damage as a result.
Cool.
Alright. And Millie, meanwhile, has just collapsed where she was straight up. Luckily not too cut up. You see some grazes and some cuts, but nothing major at least. She doesn't seem to be bleeding profusely, but she is hacking and coughing up water. And at this point, the crowd is very confused what's going on. But, as far as they know, you've just interrupted a performance, essentially. You even hear some booing. Millie is far too... Like, she's still trying to recover from what just happened to even say anything. So what are you going to do?
Stick my middle finger up at the crowd.
Middle finger, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Sugi is going to start banging her hammer against her shield and cheering. Like, amazing, yes! Great performance! Brilliant!
You still think this is all part of the show?
It's just like, you're still alive, right? Don't need to use Spirit of Dying, right?
Millie is, like, nodding very weakly, but yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm going to go fly back to my seat.
I'm going to also try to disappear into the crowd.
I'm going to say before that occurs, though, something else is going to happen.
Oh?
Because you're about to leave when you're interrupted. Because out of the suitcases that Millie had prepared rises some sets of armor. I need you all to roll initiative.
What?
I didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
But what the heck? I don't have any spell slots left.
I deliberately let you have one.
Yeah, that tracks.
I see, okay.
That was why I did that. Right, let me just make a note of your numbers.
Oh, 1 second. There we go.
Alright.
You should be able to have an on-screen initiative.
Yes, I'm not familiar with how to do that. Do you know the system for it?
I believe so. I can't remember which button it is, but it'll be on your left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
And when people press their character and then press the initiative on their character...
You don't need to do that. I can write it down myself.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll keep track of it. Don't worry about it too much. Next 14.
Oh, that was me writing, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay. I gathered. I'll clean up later. Oh my gosh, Theilius. Sugi is having an interesting time. Clearly was not that bothered about what happened.
Oh, she was very concerned. She was worried, but she
Theilius
didn't
said-
want to.
Theilius he was right next to her, but he kind of backed up after he was like, "Okay, you're fine, bye."
It was was in the process of leaving.
He's in the process of getting ready to go, so his back might be turned, maybe.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
But when he hears clinking of metal, he kind of looks over his shoulder, like, "What? Like, what the fuck?"
Alright, and...
I love how the bugbear is still there chilling.
He's unconscious over there.
Yeah.
And cool. Alright then. It is Nick's first.
I immediately move as far away as I can. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll just go to over there, the other side.
You're just out of there.
I do not have a very high AC. Do they look like they have any ranged weapons?
Nope, they're melee only. As far
Okay,
as you
then
can
I'm
tell,
just
they
going
are
to
just
cast
armors.
Firebolt.
Just straight up firebolt.
Yeah.
Sure.
See.
Can you show me the range on the... Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Is that 27?
Yeah, apparently.
It's a nat 20!
That's a nat 20!
Oh, wait, okay. Well, that's definitely going to hit. Which one are you aiming for? The top one or the bottom one?
I will aim for the bottom one.
You're aiming for the bottom one. If you click on the fireball bit that's appeared, it should roll damage for you.
Okay.
Wait, I had fire ray I have fire ray too. Cool.
So 8 plus is that? I don't think that doubled. So it's not doubled.
Oh, because it's a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine to double. Yep.
So that's a.
That's a significant blow to do on the first turn.
Oh no, that is the normal amount because that's 1d10 plus 1d10.
Oh, it's done it for you, yeah, because it's noticed it's a crit.
Okay.
I think it's what happened. That is correct. So that is 12.
Sorry to rain on the parade there.
No. I mean, 12...
I just read it. It doesn't say to add anything to the spell damage. So yeah, I thought that was just the stuff it added to damage, but it didn't do that for a lot of spells.
Yeah, I don't believe so. Let me check. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a 12. Not as exciting.
You say just a 12. That's still pretty impressive. All right. So next up, it is the top armor's turn, and it is heading for Millie. It's ignoring the skeletons altogether. They're still just standing there because Millie's, too knackered to tell them to do anything. They're just standing completely still. And he's going to make a melee attack on her.
Wait, why are they... Huh?
One moment, I'm just going to... yeah, right. So, the armor is going to make a strike. And... hits... Let me see if it hits twice, because the armor can hit twice. And misses the second time, at least. But does 3 damage. Which does some damage, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Does damage to Millie, and she's basically just lying there limp, still trying to recover from what just occurred, and just screams as his armor just wails a fist directly down on top of her. Satuna, it is your turn.
I'm going to fly down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fly down over to here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, noticing the state that Millie is in, I'm going to just yell medic. As I use
You're not helping, you're just yelling medic, are you?
I'm yelling for a medic as I use my action to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Quick question: Are racial spells like my fire ray, are they cantrips or?
Let me double check for you.
I'm just making sure before I do what I'm thinking of doing.
A lot of racial spells are like you can cast them once per long rest.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Alright.
Yeah, it's once per rest.
Alright.
So you can do it as an action, but it's like using
okay.
a spell. You'll only be able to use it once. Anyway, let's go back to what Assassinate is doing for now.
So I am casting Mage Armor on myself. As my dress turns from this purpley blue to a bright pink, my hair fully going pink instead of just the one strand.
You have become a magical girl.
I am also going to use my one of my features as a bonus action. I am going to use my Shielding Aurora.
You can note the secret about it. You can use a Warlock or a Brilliant Light Sorcerer until the end of your next turn. You gain resistance to all damage, and if a creature ends its turn within 10 feet of you, it takes radiant damage. Ah, interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting. Okay, so that's the end of your turn specifically, and your turn is ending, I assume.
No, it's the end of their next turn.
End of your next turn, rather.
Yes.
Sorry.
So
but
it doesn't end as soon as.
No, I meant the damage part.
Yeah.
The damage part is at the end of
their turn.
Yeah, that thing's turn.
All right then. So, if that is your turn, it is time for the second armor to come in. The second armor is also going to come up next to Millie. This very poor girl. It hits.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that is not good. And in fact, because of the way that the other armor is hitting, it instead goes for a kick straight to her stomach. And it looks pretty painful. It connects, and she basically rolls over, clutching in pain. But that is all it does for now, and they're both just glaring at her. They basically haven't even noticed any of the rest of you. Millie is their only focus.
The bottom suit of armor takes 5 radiant damage.
The bottom one?
6 even, yeah.
6, sure thing.
Yeah, because my wall level is 2, charisma modifier 4.
Alright then. And that is its turn. Theilius, you're up.
Okay, oh gosh. Is this a living creature? Or is it undead?
It's animated armor, so it's just a construct. It's not technically alive.
Oh. Would Touch of Death work?
Show me the description.
My Touch of Death.
Yeah, I'd say that would still work, in theory.
In theory, because it has, it's animated by life, technically.
Yeah, it does have a quote-unquote life force, but it will obviously, when the life force ends, it doesn't die, it just falls apart, basically, yes.
Right. Theilius runs up to the bottom suit of armor in desperation, trying to help her. Helper is like, fuck you, and uses it channels his death divinity.
You are going to need to roll for that.
Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, roll because it's a melee thing, right?
Yes, you need to roll a d20 and it's plus your spell attack, which I believe is a 6. At the top.
20.
That's a 20. That's just a straight 20. Yeah, that's going to connect. So you
That's 5 plus twice my cleric level, so 9.
You do 9 damage to the bottom one, yes?
Yes.
Cool. you do that damage to it, and you're not quite sorry, go on.
Just reading the thing, I think you would do more damage because you're making a melee attack to do that, and that 9 is extra necrotic damage on top of the melee attack.
Oh, so it's 9 plus.
So
what?
I don't know what you're attacking with.
Oh, yeah, you need to be using, because Channel Divinities, you're imbuing a weapon.
Do basically. I have a weapon?
Check inventory.
I have a mace.
You could use your fist.
You could just punch, yes.
But a mace would probably do more damage.
If you have a weapon.
I have it with me, though?
Yeah, I would say you've got it on you.
He pulls out his mace and smashes it into the armor, trying to to at least stop one of them.
You need to click on your mace in your inventory.
Okay. Okay, did, but it just...
let me check. Yeah, like that, basically, or the way I did it.
How do you do it?
You click on the damage part specifically.
Oh, okay. I see, okay. So it's 8. 8 plus 9?
Wait.
No, that's not
2 plus 9.
No, you need to click on it yourself. I was just doing it for you so you could see what needed to be done.
I'm clicking it, but it's not...
Clicking on the bit that says damage/type specifically?
It might be easier if you see what
if you can read what it says, you could just roll that directly instead, yes.
Yeah, 4.
It says 1d6, I believe, if you're using your mace.
But it says 4. It doesn't say that on my screen.
What are you looking at?
Oh wait, no, I see it now.
You need to be looking at the attacks. Okay. Yeah, the attacks part, not in your equipment. Yeah, so you need to think. Yeah, that's a 16 to hit, but we can always. Yeah, that would already have hit from before. We're saying because of the fact that you fudged it a bit wrong. We're saying that it hit because of the previous roll that you did. Basically, I'm being nice.
And I think if you
click on the bit that says mace. Yes.
Yeah.
In the chat.
So that is 5 damage.
No, that was...
That's rolling the mace again.
Oh, no, you need to click on the bit that says mace inside of the chat, not on your screen.
That's what I'm doing. Oh.
That bit.
Can I try again?
No. But you did hit, is the important thing.
So I do 9 damage.
You do the 9 damage, so what happens is... So what
9 damage, and then some other stuff happened, and it was still 9 damage.
Well, no, this specifically happens the other order. So you swing with your mace, it connects, but you bounce off. The mace itself doesn't do damage, but because it had this deathly aura already surrounding the head of the mace, that aura is what connects with the armor and dents it. So, in terms of the actual hit, that didn't work, but the magic you imbued with it did. Is the important thing.
But I had to tear the armor at least, so...
Yeah, you've done something at least, yes. Are you doing anything else?
I'm not sure what else I could do.
Anything that's a bonus action?
I have 2 bonus actions, but... Oh, I know. Can I use this on other characters? Yes, I can. He's like, thank God I saved one of my spells, and to make sure that she will be okay. She'll be okay. He looks at this poor girl who is curled up, and casts Sanctuary.
Show it to me. Bonus action, you own it. Water creature with range against attack until the surrounding creature you target it must. Okay. So you have to take a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC, I assume?
Do I need to roll something?
No. Your spell DC is still on the thing, it's 14. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Understood, and that's your turn, I assume.
Yes.
Right, Sugi, it is your turn.
How bad does... Oh, I've forgotten the name. Millie, sorry. I'm really bad with names.
It's okay, she's looking rough. I'll be honest, she is looking...
Really rough?
Pretty rough.
So he glances around, shifting from foot to foot. Leaps forward. Can she stand, where Millie is.
I mean, Millie's a bit crowded, but yes.
Basically, putting herself between Millie and the things that want to hurt her.
Oh, you'd want to occupy the same space as Millie, basically. You can't do that, no. You can't finish the turn occupying the same space as another person.
Could they do it? Could she do a thing where like she drags Millie back at the same time as stepping in front of her?
Yeah, no, that's perfectly possible. You could move Millie. I would probably say that would be an action at the very minimum, though, if you want to swap places.
I wouldn't want to do that because of multiple attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, just trying to get as close as she can. Takes a swing at the lower suit of armor.
Sure.
So that is, if my sheet will great. One-handed.
So that's an 8, I assume.
That is an 8. So
yes, I'm afraid that's not going to work.
Oh dear.
So Sugi makes a swing and it just bounces off with a clang.
And then she just puts a sort of like medium-pitched scream at the armors, just like yeah, like, trying to draw their attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be my go.
Mm-hmm. And finally, after all that, is Millie's turn to finally do something. Now, she is obviously worse for it. She's very grateful, of course, that you've all come to her aid, because she had no idea this was going to happen. This was definitely not part of the trick. It was getting beaten up by these armoured soldiers. So, she can't really get up right now. She can stand, just. But that's about it. So instead, she's going to look at her Skelly and Pop and go, "Protect me! Please!" And finally some sort of light appears in the non-existent eyes.
The ice is like, there we go.
Took long enough. So, I'm going to add their initiatives onto the track as well now, basically.
Alright, now we have allies.
You do indeed have allies. In fact, Nix, it is top of the round. You get to go at the same time as Skelly, the one at the top.
Okay, I'm going. Let's see. I'll go the safe route and cast Magic Missile at the same one I attacked before, which I think is the bottom one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the one on the top one.
So you're aiming for the bottom armor?
Yeah, if that's the one I hit before.
Yes, it is. It has moved since, but yes, they swap. Basically, they swap way round. Basically,
anyway, that's just straight up.
Yes, Magic Missile is infamous for this. Yes, you just do the damage. Yes.
That's one.
Yep.
Okay, that's doing it one at a time. I've got to hit it 3 times.
That's fine. So you do a total of 10 damage.
Yeah, all against that one, and I need to roll a d20. It's a first level spell.
Ah, I see.
How do you do the roll d20 in the thing again?
Just /r space 1d20. Oh, I know why you're doing this, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're fine. We'll get to that later. I'll keep a track of that, actually. That's a good point. Alright then, it is also Skelly's turn. And Skelly finally seems to have remembered.
Oh yeah, that's my master.
Oh yeah, my master's kind of dying right now. And on his turn, he is going to turn around and just punch the armor right next to him, like, oi.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing, basically? Because it's not like they're equipped for battle or anything. They're just skeletons in suits. And
I am left skeleton.
the skeleton punches, and it just sort of like some bone dust comes off where the fist tried to make contact, and just sort of
Giving them a nice paint job.
Just like slowly retracts, and it's like, oh.
I am the left girl.
I'm annoyed.
I am the left girl. I work very hard.
I am a shark.
It is now the armor's turn that you were wailing on. Next.
If I could just take an aside for a second, I forgot to do something on my turn.
Okay, we can retroactively do it, depends what it is.
It was going to be using my bonus action to cast, what was it, Divine Shield, I think it was? On Millie.
No. Okay, sure.
She's already shielded, though.
With Sanctuary. Sanctuary just reduces the chance that it'll hit, basically. But if you want
to... Shield of Faith.
Mm-hmm. Feel free to hit the speech bubble thing to show us. Shield of Faith. Oh, it's just increasing her AC, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I'm also now in concentration, so...
Yeah, so you can't... If something happens to you, it's an issue.
Yep.
Cool. Sure.
Lovely. Sorry about that. I was mixing up bonus actions and reactions.
It's fine. I will let you retroactively have that as a result. Which is good timing, because I bought an armour that is looking pretty dented at least. It looks like it's just about holding itself together. It is going to proceed to go back to doing what it loves best, which is apparently beating up on small girls.
Doesn't it need to make a wisdom saving throw first?
It will need to... Is it... One second, let me just double check how the sanctuary thing works.
Do you want me to reping the...
Until any creature who targets must first make a wisdom saving throw. You are correct. It's got 2 attacks. Oh, no, it's just if it fails the wisdom saving throw in general. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it needs to make a wisdom save for both attacks.
For both, okay. Okay. Well, it definitely fails the first one. And... definitely fails the second.
Oh, yay.
So it's got to...
It either stops attacking or it chooses a new target. Luckily for you lot, this armor's got a very one-track mind.
It just kind of...
it's trying to punch Millie, but obviously it's being pushed. Just air is pushing the fist out of the way.
Theilius just kind of smirks as like, having trouble there, buddy?
Millie is powering, but like, oh, okay, it's fine. I'm fine. This is fine. I'm good.
Theilius just kind of smirking, like you doing all you seem kind of angry there, pal. Talking to the armor.
You seem to be having some performance issues.
And Satuna, it is your turn.
I assume that... Are there people at either end of where people could come in? Can I see if there's people there?
No. They're far away. Honestly, you'd expect people to have stepped in by now, but they seem to think that you're meant to be helping, basically, so no one's interrupting you as a result. They just assume this is what's meant to be happening.
How's this going to sigh? I am going to move, and I know I'm going to invoke Attack of Opportunity, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm. You were trying to get out of the way here.
Yeah. I'm going to go 5, allowing this skeleton to try and hit me.
Okay.
Also, the other skeleton, who's just ended its turn, takes 6 radiant. I forgot to say that.
The skeleton? You mean the armor?
Armor, even, yeah.
Which one?
The one that hasn't yet been... The one that had just tried to hit Millie but failed.
And failed. Cool. It is now barely holding itself together. It looks like a relatively strong breeze could probably make it fall apart at this point. But yes, the upper armor is going to make an attack on you. It is a 15.
If I remember to click that I've got mage armor up, that is a miss.
Yes, your mage armor is protecting you. That is correct.
Mm-hmm. So 5,
cool.
10, 15.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing it specifically that way? Because that'll be another attack. If you're entering and then leaving that range.
Sure.
Alright.
I don't mind.
That is a 17.
That hits.
Okay. And it is going to do...
If they've got a one-track mind, are they interested in anyone other than
that's a good point, actually.
attacking them?
Yeah, actually, you're right. I'll give you that, actually. So, yeah. No, actually, the armor wasn't even swinging at you. Didn't even notice. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry at all then.
And Satna's just going to call out to the people in the tunnels, just yell to help, because this doesn't seem like it's part of the show.
Alright then, and is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Alright.
I think Sanctuary only lasts one turn, because duration is 1 minute, so...
That's
1 minute, 1 minute is 10 rounds.
Oh,
So actually it lasts a while. You're fine.
okay.
If anyone has particularly high perception, upon Satuna yelling the word help, you'll notice that Sugi's ears perk up. Like, before she was looking rather nervous and worried, but now ears are up and she has a determined expression on her face.
Needed explicit verbal command. Right.
Wait, what? Roll perception?
No, you don't have to. It's passive perception. That would be.
Oh,
That wouldn't be active. And also, you're standing right next to Sugi.
It's true.
The armor is going to try and take a few swings at Millie once more, but your spells are holding.
Alright.
Once again, it just looks really stupid. It's trying to kick, it's trying to punch. Whatever it does, just either Millie dodges out of the way, or it just doesn't seem to connect somehow. Conveniently.
Because of Sanctuary?
Yeah, because of Sanctuary and because of the Shield of Faith, yeah. Saturn was learning things on the fly. It is Bob's turn. And Bob's gotten at least the message that the one to his left, because he's the one at the bottom, is getting a bit weak, so I'm going to try and also punch this set of armor. Oh, you've found the wrong dice. And unfortunately, they seem to both be doing a very good job at giving these suits of armor a nice painting dust. Yeah, painting of bone dust. And that is it. Theilius, what are you doing?
Theilius is clearly getting a little flustered, like, come on, die already, kind of thing. It doesn't have ears. Would Toll the Dead even work?
I think not, because it needs to be able to hear.
Yeah.
To be clear, as I said, it's not the one right next to you. Might not need that much to knock it over.
Theilius takes his mace and tries give it a good whack.
Go on then. Click on your mace.
But how did I get the damage thing to show up?
You click on the damaged part specifically of the mace, yeah. That's a 16.
That's
And 3.
You don't. Doesn't matter. The 16's not high enough.
Oh.
So the mace connects, but it just stops in the armor. And
God.
Well, that's it.
Does that mean I lose my mace?
No. It's more just like it hits and it makes a dent, but it doesn't look like it was enough.
Oh, come on!
You can still take the mace out just fine, and the armor's not even looked at you. Barely reacted to that.
But he is pretty, annoyed.
Yeah. Well, as annoyed as a faceless expression.
Theilius is annoyed. He's because he's knows that time is of the essence, but...
Sugi, is your turn.
Alright, so Sugi has watched these armors swish and kick and not connect to Millie. Is satisfied that, for now, she seems safe from attack, and is going to kneel down next to her, place a paw on her shoulder, and use lay on hands.
Okay.
That.
And restore a number of hit points. Okay, up to maximum. Okay.
Yep. I have got a pool of 10. If she needs all 10, I am more than willing to give her that.
Up to you is all I will say. I would say if you use all of them, it would all be worth it. It would actually heal, but it's up to you if you want to use all of it right now.
She looks pretty bad, doesn't she?
A bit rough, yes.
So, I'll give her 8 of my pool.
8 of your pool, so for 8 healing.
Yep.
You notice that the bruises and cuts on Millie seem to fade, and she smiles weakly and says, "Thank you. I really appreciate it."
We will get you through this. Other than that, there isn't really too much else that Sugi can do right now. She is more of a actions than a bonuses kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
So just stands back up and is ready to face whatever comes next.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. It is Millie's turn, and I think she's had enough of this. She's had quite enough of being beaten and bruised, and knocked around, basically, by these major suits armor, and prepares magic missile herself. She's not without knowing some offensive magic. Alright. And with that, the armor below her crumbles. It is down.
Theilius just got bruised up, finally.
It just collapses right there on the spot. Just all the pieces just clang and fall onto the grass.
I'm gonna slow clap her.
The other armor takes a few dinks and looks a little bit damaged, but it's still pretty sturdy compared to the other one. I'm gonna just... Is there a way to mark it as downed, basically?
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
Yes, there is. If you click on the on the token,
yeah,
it is the bottom option, the circle, and you can just put an X through it.
Ah, gotcha. Boom. There we go. All right, and top of the round, those people you were yelling at, Satuna, are finally going to do something about it.
Oh.
Some wizards come in. They don't want to get too close because obviously they don't want to actually get directly involved in the fight, so they're roughly in the edges where Theilius came in. Mm-hmm. And you see at least one of them attempt to cast, dispel magic to try and make this remaining suit of armor fall apart. But nothing happens.
Oh.
They definitely used the spell. They definitely did it correctly, but nothing happens.
Which means it's not magic that brought to life?
That's not necessarily the case.
It could just be too powerful to be dispelled with a dispel magic.
Or there could be someone blocking it.
Mm-hmm. And on that...
I wish I brought detect magic. Dang it.
And on that...
Or detect evil. Detect evil, maybe.
And on that, next is your turn.
Okay. I'm sort of getting the picture that they're only interested in Millie, so I'm going to come a little bit closer.
You think it's a little safer to just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to... Fuck it. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah. I really want something to happen.
Oh god, I forgot how complicated this is, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I need to roll to hit first.
Yeah, you need to roll d20, yeah, plus whatever your spell attack bonus is. Ooh, you just clicked it again.
Shoot.
If you just click on the... Yeah, if you just click on the actual main thing instead, or just type it, one of the two.
/R.
/R space 1d20.
No.
And what's your spell attack?
That would be an 11 in total.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's not enough.
Yeah, I think the roll still happens even if the spell fails.
If you want to as well, I mentioned the inspiration thing before. I'm afraid I'll give the rest of you yours. If you want to use that to roll...
yes, I will use that to roll again.
Sure, I will. I would have given you your inspiration and then took it back off of you, so you have used your inspiration for now. Yes.
Oh, that's much better.
Let's have a look.
It's an 18 in total.
Yeah, that's not
dice.
even before the spell attack bonus.
So then it's 2d8.
Yeah, that's going to connect that time, yes.
/R. No. R. 2d8. And I'm going to choose... it's going to be psychic damage.
Psychic damage, is it?
Actually, no, I'll go thunder. It would be cool.
Thunder damage, okay.
And then, so that's 15. And then it's also plus a d6, apparently.
And it takes 2d8s plus a d6, so you need to roll a d6 as well. Yeah.
That's crazy. Fuck.
That is
1d6. Very artistic pictures of these 6.
Why do I keep doing it wrong?
/R the other way around. You almost got it.
I know. I've done it before, but my brain, it doesn't work.
Okay, so that's 18 in total.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna...
You're rolling a d20 as well, yeah. Go ahead.
Fingers crossed. Oh.
Yeah, surprisingly nothing else is happening right now. But with an intense crack of thunder, that suit of armor... the suit of armor seems to be electrified. There's brilliant energy coursing through it, and it shakes, it trembles, and it's down.
I want to sort of blow on my fingers like they're a gun.
And with that, you are out of combat. There was no more surprises.
Theilius breathes out, and is like, "Have it all right."
Well, that happened.
That's good thing to fly back to
Theilius, well, no, it's not everyone all right. It's what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna, everything's all good now. You okay, Molly?
Immediately trying to leave.
Yeah, I'm going to just fly back to my seat and end my mage armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Molly if she's good, and then before she answers, I'm going to start to try to sidle away.
Well, as you're all trying to leave, you hear a very loud shout of just stay. None of you are moving anywhere.
No. I'm gonna still keep trying to leave.
As you're trying to leave,
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna duck into the crowd.
Well, you do see some guards appearing onto the stadium, and they're gonna go after you.
Can I get lost in the crowd? Can I make a roll to just go out of their eyesight for a second?
Sure.
Wait, is the mage college?
Would that be a stealth?
No, not mage. Yeah, sure. Roll stealth.
This is gonna be good.
Needless to say, it doesn't work.
I go down and the crowd just sort of moves around me to give me a bubble of space. It's a natural 1 -1.
Yeah. So immediately 2 grubs grab you by the shoulders and drag you back to where Millie is.
Help! I'm being oppressed.
No one's going to stop you. No one's going to stop this.
Saturn's just going to float 5 feet in the air then.
Just out of range, basically.
Out of range of being grabbed, but staying where she is, because she's going to obey the order.
I mean, you're also aware you're being surrounded by quite a lot of powerful wizards. They could probably restrain you with magic if they wanted to, without too much difficulty, to be fair. Theilius, he's still trying to escape.
Theilius is like what demons ever you? It's like, oh wait.
Meanwhile, while these 3 reprobates are trying to save their own skins, Sugi is still at Millie trying to see if she's all right.
You're the only sane one.
We already saved Millie's skin.
Making sure that these armors aren't going to somehow come back to life.
The armors do look inert now. They don't look like they're going to come back up, at least. But whatever cast magic on them, at the very least, to actually bring them back would require more significant effort than what it was to bring them to the life in the first place.
Sugi's very intent on making sure you're all right. You're good. You don't need anything.
Millie's just sort of nodding weakly, just sort of checking herself, making sure she's okay.
And after a couple of seconds, you see the ears go back down again, and the expression changes from determination to, oh crap. And she takes a couple of steps away. And it's just, oh no, I shouldn't. I broke. Ah! And she just start to panic and just kind of run, and sees the guards and runs and runs. And runs.
Yeah, they're circling the entire area. You have no.
The entire area is just like
buddy.
You can see like panic and almost starting to cry. Like she's
It's Theilius is like that thing that we discussed with a certain character. It's like I'm just a little guy.
So,
a little guy with powerful necromancy spells.
To be clear, these guards aren't from the Mage College. They are brought by the mayor himself, for protecting class civilians. But clearly, this is essentially a crime scene now, and you're not going anywhere.
I didn't do anything. And what grounds are you holding me?
Demons ever do to you?
I'll have you know, my father is a very important person, and he'll put you in a cell, and you'll never be seen again.
Well, as you say that, the headmaster of the Mage College.
Can I make a deception check?
You can try. You may try.
I mean, you say that.
Wow. Well,
you know what Nyx is like.
Well, they do believe that. However, there's a slightly bigger problem you've got to deal with in a moment, because as the headmaster is walking up, you hear someone from the box seat go, "That's the person who swindled their way into the box seat."
No, they're after me because they were. I don't think. What? Oh, hey! I was looking for you earlier, but you just disappeared. It's not my fault if you disappear on me before we find our seats.
The guards sort of look between themselves and just sort of shrug and assume this is an existing relationship you have with this person, at least. They believe your side of the story more than...
He's my ex!
Well, for now, they're pretty sure they believe you on that front. So, as the headmaster approaches and sort of gets down next to Millie and just looks around at all of you like... So, I take it this wasn't part of the show?
And Theilius just sarcastically is like, oh yeah, she wanted to be beat up.
He's going to look at you with a very perplexed expression and looks back at Millie. Is that true? And she's like, no,
it's not true. I'm being sarcastic.
And he's going to go, did any of you know this was going to happen?
No, but it's magic, shook his head.
No, basically.
Something always goes wrong with magic. I mean, you try to cast a simple spell, next minute, someone's a potted plant, there's a unicorn running past. Shit happens with magic.
Quite, the headmaster says. Not very much approving of your foul language. But he's going to look to Millie and go, you know what this means, don't you? And Millie's just like, no, please. I practice so hard, and the headmaster just simply shakes his head. You know the rules. You can't have interference during your audition. And these people here weren't meant to help you, now were they?
Wow, dick move.
Theilius kind of growls in frustration. Is just like she was going to die if we didn't step in.
How do you know that for sure? He points out.
She was kind of drowning.
And then getting beaten up by suits of armor.
With how prompt all of your little wizard people are, and how long it took them to respond, she'd have definitely been dead before anyone else could have got here.
He looks at, he's like, Millie, is this true? And we're just, yeah. Millie simply goes, are those not your cases the armors came out of, though? And Millie's quiet.
Oh yeah, good point. Did you bring the armor, Millie? Millie.
Millie.
Okay, Molly, right.
Millie's like, no, they're not even mine. I've never seen them before in my life. I don't know what happened.
Can I roll a perception check to check if she's lying?
Sure. Don't trust the little girl.
Can I?
I'm checking before I do believe her, but I also want to
yeah, go ahead.
Make sure.
Go ahead.
Can I inquire what the armor is made of and how much it would be?
It's standard metal armor. Yes, Theilius, you can tell that she's not lying. She's telling the honest truth.
Theilius turns to him is like, I think it's pretty obvious that she's telling the truth here.
And yes, in terms of the armor, it's pretty standard issue armor. In fact, you can see some of the guards standing around wearing similar armor.
How do we know if hey, you've got the same armor? Maybe like someone set her up.
The headmaster simply shrugs. We don't interfere with our auditioners' equipment.
Well, you're not supposed to, but maybe somebody did.
He glares at you.
You ever thought of that?
Are you accusing our fine establishment of deliberately sabotaging this girl's audition?
Like, I get you're like the big boss person, but you're not responsible for like literally everyone. I mean, you are responsible for everyone and for under you, but like you can't control and micromanage their every single movement. Maybe one of them is like did something that you don't know about. You know, that always happens.
And what evidence do you have that this was intentional sabotage?
There's some armor guys she didn't know about that tried to kill her.
Like I say, whilst the initial conversation was going on, Sugi was having a full panic attack, crisis of faith, whatever you want to call it. Upon, I think it was Nick springing up about the possibly being sabotage, the ears perk up again, and Sugi glares at the armor and casts Divine Sense.
Sure. Can you show me what that does? 1 sec. I see.
That's good thinking there.
So, you have cast a Divine Sense on the armor, and you can tell that something has gone wrong with this. This isn't just animated armor, especially given the fact they activated at a very specific time as well. You can tell that someone must have activated it, and to have done so, they would have had to have been in the stadium at the time.
Theilius notices that Sugi figured something out, and he's like, someone did this. Someone did this, didn't they? Someone here.
Yes. Not her. Someone else.
They're probably already gone. To be honest, like if I was doing something like that, I would have like done the trigger and then legged it.
The headmaster ponders this. This is all well and good, but this is just based on speculation at this point. I'll admit that something occurred.
They used a spell to make sure that this armor did armor.
But that doesn't change my initial point. You still interfered with her performance before the armor came out. Why did you do that?
She was drowning.
Millie, were you drowning? And Millie just very awkwardly goes, I was trying to use a spell to stop myself from drowning. That was part of the trick, and it didn't work. It just wouldn't work.
Well, look, I know you're kind of a dick, but some of us have moral hang-ups about letting a 15-year-old die.
Sugi...
Like, I'm kind of a dick as well, so don't worry, I get it. But, like...
upon Molly... Molly saying that it didn't work, Sugi's ears twitch again, and she walks across to where one of the attendants were trying to deactivate the armor, and just points. Didn't work! And then points at Millie. Didn't work!
The headmaster does get what you're pointing out.
Interfering with their magic.
The headmaster realises what Sugi's insinuating and puts a hand to his chin and goes, this is quite troubling. Okay. Alright then, I'm going to have to ask all of you to come with me.
Why?
And Theilius is like, what demons are to you again?
Why do you think you were here? If anyone can help us work out what happened, it's you lot.
Okay. Do we get paid for this?
No, it's an investigation. Why would you be being paid for this?
I don't know, if we're going to be doing work for you.
You're not doing work for you, you're giving your testimonies.
Sounds like work.
I mean, you can either come willingly, or these guards can escort you.
Can we at least get through?
Theilius, knowing how guards and stuff tend to treat demons in particular, because of their history, he kind of raises his hand a bit. Fine, jeez.
Millie is going to pipe
I'll
up.
go with you.
Millie is going to pipe up. They were just trying to help me. You're not going to hurt them or anything, are you? And I was no, of course not. It's just a formality. Anyway, I think we've quite upset the crowd for long enough, and you can tell from the stance the crowd is getting very restless. The action's basically stopped still for a good 5-10 minutes now. And so the headmaster.
I say I want to make an insight check on the headmaster.
Sure.
It's like generally, what's his vibe?
Ooh. You get the impression that the headmaster, while being a dick, very much so, isn't doing it out of intentional maliciousness. It's simply going by the book. And as he said, the rules say no interference during an audition. So then, are you all going to follow him?
Well, Theilius is, because like I said, that he's been mistreated many times by guards, even when he doesn't do stuff wrong. So he decides he's going to cooperate for now.
Sure, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm going along without a care and that nothing is wrong whatsoever.
Athena's going to land near the others and.
Theilius just goes side-eyes one of the guards is like, don't try anything.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Theilius, No, I don't know your name yet. Hey, demon dude, I like your horns.
You would have known that Theilius' name was announced during.
Oh yeah, but Nick didn't remember
Theilius grins, but he also kind of shies away because he's not used to compliments. He doesn't say anything, but like his face says he's both grateful and shocked that someone was.
Is Sugi going to cooperate as well?
Sugi is first going to make one last check to make sure Millie is okay. If she still looks a little battered and bruised, I'll put the last of my lay on hands.
Millie seems like she'd be fine with just some food and water. That said, she is shivering a little bit since she has drenched the bone in the water from before.
Okay. Sugi will nod ahead, turn around and go, I will come with you, but I am hungry.
Oh, hey, I think I've still got some popcorn if you want some.
Can I use prestidigitation to help dry Millie out a little?
Sure.
I'm going to cast it.
Yeah, if you click it just so remind me.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So you're literally just trying to just warm her clothes, basically.
Yeah, dry her clothes, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you do so, and yeah, she feels her clothes dry a little bit, like not fully, but enough that she looks better, and colour seems to return to her face. And she just smiles at you, like, "Thank you. I haven't seen a fairy like you before. I appreciate it."
You're welcome.
And with that, then...
So you watch this interaction and just kind of gives it the side eye, because Sugi may have helped out as well and definitely did not get a thank you.
Billy is going to notice that and sort of fluster. Oh, sorry. Thank you to... I don't know your name, but thank you for what you did. You really... I don't know what would have happened to me otherwise if you hadn't stepped in. Thank you.
Sugi puffs out her chest a little bit and says, Sugi is Sugi! And nods happily and then goes back to where the popcorn is.
Yeah. Theilius was going to say
You're
something,
welcome.
but he's used to not getting credit because of his demon heritage.
Yeah. The headmaster is going to go, alright, I will get a coach for all of you and you will come with me to my office. And Millie, you as well. If you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it if you dismissed your friends for now. And,
why? They're cool. I want to go up to one of them and put my arm around its shoulder.
Yes, well, unfortunately, we don't have enough seats in the coach for them. They can go in your case with the rest of your things. Emily just goes, yeah, no, that's fine, and orders Skelly and Bob to basically climb back into the case, at which point they become inert once more. They're just skeletons with some clothes hanging on them.
Cool. Where are you going then?
It's very awkwardly turns to Millie and is like, did you make those clothes yourself? They're nice.
Millie's going to awkwardly go, yes, I did make them myself. Thank you. So, after all that, you're ushered off. You notice as you leave, by the way, that the guards disperse and they basically try to get the show back on the road. After that, so with a little success.
Quick question, how long are we planning on doing this session? I forget when the end time is supposed to be.
1 more hour at most.
Okay.
But it probably won't go on that long, to be fair. So, as you're bundled all into a coach, you all are in the back. The headmaster is taking on his own separate one. He's not going to hang out with you lot. And you're all sitting as you're carted off to the Make Lodge. It's only, admittedly, going to be a 10-minute drive, but you know.
I don't think we all, I know Molly's name, and...
It's Millie, I don't know what you keep doing.
There's Cool Horn Dude. And Sugi is Sugi. Should we go around with names?
Sure, if you wish to all start sharing your names and maybe introduce each other, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Nyx. Hey.
I mean, I was just going to awkwardly not say anything, just treat Nick.
I mean, if you're not going to introduce yourself, I can give you names.
Theilius just is like the name Theilius. Theilius, if you want to know a demon's name, I guess.
Yeah, sure, cool.
You don't sense any hostility out of that interaction, if anything.
Theilius is very awkward because he's not used to pleasant conversation. so he's very awkward when it comes to people actually wanting to talk to him.
I'm Satuna, and are they going to lock us away?
Hard to tell, really, with these asshole types.
Theilius kind of rolls his eyes and is like I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Theilius basically is just like it's like I should have known something like this would happen. Demons can't have anything.
Honestly, demons just get a hard rap all the time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's been through a lot. He's been bullied and stuff, so.
Well, you all seem pretty cool. That was some cool magic everyone did back there. Even you, Molly.
Millie is pouting and is just like, I feel like you're doing that on purpose.
What? No.
You do notice a small smirk on her face, though. She gets that you're just messing with her.
If I could step us backwards ever so slightly.
Yeah, sure.
Once Satuna's done speaking, Sugi turns to her as if she's noticing for the first time and just sort of leans towards and does a gentle sort of snap with her snout. No, not to actually bite, but just like a dog swatting at a butterfly. It's kind of fluttery thing nearby, bite to chew it away a little. And after that, she just kind of goes back to staring at the inside of her shield that she's got sort of sat on her knees. She's just kind of looking at it, looking intently at something inside the back of the shield, something that has been rested there. And it's just, Sugi, Kinstone. I disobeyed.
What do you mean disobeyed?
I can't tell. I was not told not to tell. I'll disobey again. And punishment's even worse. He just kind of goes back to staring at this emblem that's been wedged into her shield, and it's just like an intense stare, and you can see just roiling emotions in her expressions and the way her eyes are shifting. She very much wears her heart on her sleeve. You can see that she is going through like worry, regret.
What kind of emblem is this? Is there any check that I can roll to like try to identify it?
Isla?
Yeah. Sugi.
What are you trying to do exactly?
I'm trying to like see if I can figure out what the emblem on the inside of the shield is.
Sure, if you want to.
But what kind of roll is it?
I'd say it's an investigation check.
Investigation. I'm trying to find out. Okay. No, I have no. I'm like I don't get anything from that.
It is a symbol. You can tell about that much.
You're like, yep, that's something.
That sure is a drawing of something.
But I don't say anything. I just kind of glance and
you pretend you totally know what it is.
It's like, oh yeah, I get it. it just clearly like his eyes are looking away. It's kind of clear he's lying.
Alright then, if that's everything, you finally arrive. You stop outside of what clearly is the Mage College, or more specifically a side entrance, and the driver just goes, "Everyone out!"
Ah, well, fuck you too.
You beat me to it. Theilius was going to be like such a ray of sunshine.
The guy is going to like turn his head around to look at you lot and just like, "I'm not getting paid for this, you know. I don't want to be doing this either."
I stick my tongue out.
Theilius is like, they really got to work on that whole paying thing people think.
Yeah. You should unionize.
There's a pause and he goes, "I'll talk with the guys about it. It's not a bad idea."
You just
What's unionizing?
Well, it's when a bunch of workers gather together to say "fuck you" to their boss.
He's in. Theilius is just like, yeah, that sounds pretty nice, actually.
Why would they want to say "fuck you" to their boss?
Because most of the time their boss is a dick.
At that point, the driver does interject. Yeah, not gonna lie. Like I was meant to be taking the day off today, and then someone called in sick, and I'll apparently get paid for this at some point. I doubt it, though. You know.
What are people coming to these days?
Proper shifts. Ugh.
Anyway, come on, you got to get moving. I've got other people to ferry around today.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Gonna leave with a little more fanfare.
Alright, so as you step out, there is clearly a teacher waiting for you who guides you down some hallways. And you're brought into the headmaster's office. It's an ornate office. It's very nice. There's wordless books lining the walls. And the headmaster is clearly standing at the window on the opposite side, looking out in deep thought. But as you enter, he turns around and goes, "Ah, yes, well, thank you for making your way here, finally. I've been putting some thought into it, and I've been talking to the authorities. We will look into this. You are right. Clearly something occurred tonight, but Millie, I'm really sorry." And at this point, Millie is already tearing up. She knows what this is. And not enough yet, please. I work so hard. Why? And this the headmaster continues. There's just too many extenuating circumstances. I wish there was another way, but you know the rules. And look, I'm sure if nothing goes wrong next year, you'll get in just fine.
I'm going to cast Druidcraft to make an instantaneous harmless sensory effect. The sound is going to sound a bit like, you know, the sound that a river makes.
Mhm.
Just a nice. It's a soothing kind of.
Can you show me what that is? Actually, I'm not familiar with this one
Well,
specifically.
Druidcraft, I can make a sound effect. And I'm going to make the sound of rushing water in a river that's going calmly enough that it's not as to not startle anyone.
Okay. Well, the sound ripples through. They're a little bit confused, and you notice the headmaster sort of glances at you a little perturbed, and just shrugs and shakes his head. I'm sorry.
Theilius thinks of something and realizes something, but why Millie in particular?
What do you mean? The headmaster asks.
Why would they be interfere? They did not. When I performed, they didn't interfere at all. Like I was able to use my magic and stuff perfectly.
Oh yes, I was going to say, Theilius, well done. We were more than happy to accept you. By the way, that was a very good audition.
That's not. Well, thank you, but that's not what I mean. I mean that when Millie's magic didn't work, which means somebody's interfered with her specifically.
I can't imagine why Millie here. She's an orphan. She doesn't have anyone anyway. She doesn't have enemies. I don't believe a girl of her age could have enemies. So I'm afraid I have no idea who could even have done such a thing.
Don't underestimate a teenage girl's ability to make enemies.
At this point, Millie looks at you and like, what do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
She's a little nervous now.
Sugi just kind of slowly walks up to Millie and sort of pats her hand and says, "Don't worry, I like ore as well."
So just realise what you've done.
Answers around and everything. But you said she is an ore fan. I also like ore.
The headmaster's going to sort of sigh and go, "So, for your benefit, Sugi, was it? No, she doesn't have any parents."
Oh, neither do I.
This is like my dad's a dick, so I wish I didn't.
But yes, after all that, you are free to go for now. We will probably, you should stay in town, at least for the next day or so, while we do some investigations into this.
I will definitely do that.
I know you mentioned food. If you go down the hall, there will be some prepared for you, and some for you as well. Millie, I do apologise, but you're just going to have to wait until next year, I'm afraid. That's just how it is. We can't do your audition again. You know how it is. And I wish there was another way, but you know the only other option you can't exactly afford. So,
about halfway through that speech, Sugi was already at the door and sort of opening it surreptitiously.
Yeah, so's Nix. Nix is following Sugi.
Tasma's just going to stay with Millie for now.
Millie is.
Theilius feels slightly guilty because they said that he got in, but he feels slightly. He does feel like a slight sense of guilt because of potentially ruining Millie's chance.
Millie
I mean, look. If anyone ruined...
Millie looks. So Theilius looks kind of stands there a bit, kind of looking a little forlorn and clearly bothered a little bit.
Alright, so did you say something next?
I look back and see Theilius is looking a bit sad. And I go, well, don't worry, if anyone ruined Millie's chance, it was me, because I was the one that went up to the stage first. So I pat him on the shoulder, said, let's just go get food.
Millie, meanwhile, is quietly...
Wait, let's go eat some food and maybe you'll calm down.
Millie, meanwhile, is quietly
Eat some
sobbing.
Snickers. Are you
Millie,
coming,
Millie is quietly sobbing at this point. But
Tasma is going to offer a warm hug as I use prestidigitation to help wipe away the tears.
Millie, immediately clings to Satuna. Thank you. But she shuffles off as well. With one last look to the headmaster and goes, I know you tried. I appreciate it. And the headmaster has a troubled look on his face. He clearly isn't happy with the turn of events, but just nods and urges her to go join the rest of you for some food.
So it's nods and kind of shuffles out. He's not used to being so clearly empathetic, but he feels for Millie because as someone who ran away from home, he's technically also in a similar situation to her.
I think with that, we will call it for today.
All right.
Cool.
Well, then, I hope that was an interesting first session.
It was interesting. Clearly, I just thought, actually, just the moment I brought up the why did they interfere with Millie but not Theilius thing, because there's something up with that, and I'm actually very curious as to what it is.
All right, then.
Like, maybe if we hang around Millie, someone else will attack her.
You're going to be bodyguards for this little girl now.
Well, I don't know.
All right, then.
It'd be one way, so.
I mean, I think I've just been turned into sort of the cuddle buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you're very small and cuddling.
I feel like you're like one of the nicest one of us.
Theilius is just he usually tries to act like this Dark Lord kind of figure, but like he feels for Millie, so he's a little bit more.
I'm going to say yeah, for now, though, I think it is time to at least wrap up in terms of the stream. And for anyone watching, I haven't done it yet, but I'll set up a YouTube channel for this as well.
You may want to download the videos then, because I'm not recording them.
Yeah, I will download the video ASAP. Yeah, don't worry. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and thank you everyone for playing. We will hopefully see you in 2 weeks. It will be the 14th, if I remember correctly, of September.
Okay.
That was great.
Thank you for DMing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were great.
Thank you very much for the session.
Thank you. All right. So yeah.
All right. See you.
Okay. Well, actually,
I might hang out in here for a bit. But...
yeah, I was gonna say.
If we just shut the stream.
No, don't bother.
I'll end the stream now then.
All right. I mean, it's all good.